Value-based or time-based? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 73 of our Supersize You annual challenge. Today we're talking about how you personally show up, how you value your time, and how you price your services. Because each and every one of us, whether we're an employee, whether we're a business owner, whether we're a stay-at-home mom or grandma, or whatever it is that we do, are we valuing, at least from our own perspective, the things that we do in terms of what they're actually worth and the outcomes and the results they get for the people that we serve? Or are we still in that hourly time for money exchange? One of the reasons I left corporate America was because I realized that I was there learning a lot. Don't get me wrong, I learned a lot from my corporate roles, but I was there exchanging my time for money. And it got to the point where it was a massive loss leader for me to be sitting in a corporation for 8 to 12 hours a day and providing services for that, building that business, which was my role as an employee. My role and all of our job and role is to help the business grow and be stronger and more successful. Now, back in the day when that was a two-way street, you took care of the business took care of you and your family and those you loved and cared about. It was awesome, but that model is long since gone. And a lot of times we're pouring into the organization and we're not getting equal value out, or we're not getting even close to 100th of our value out, because value is very different than an hourly rate or charging for an hourly rate. It's very different than the amount we make of money per hour. The value I put into the organizations I've worked for, phenomenal, and definitely more than I was ever paid. And I was paid a lot in a couple of roles, but definitely I put way more into it than the value that I created for that organization was way higher than the amount that they paid me every month actually. So today, our topic is value-based value. So value-based value, that was just really weird. Value-based pricing versus hourly pricing. A lot of people, and put in the comments below if you're trading your time for money. Are you working in a job where you're paid regularly? You know, it's different. And are you paid hourly? Let's do that. Let's go. Job, hourly, salary. If you say salary, I know that you're paid like once a month or every 2 weeks or whatever your company's flow is, but that means it's pretty fixed. Same with hourly. A lot of times the hourly rate is fixed for a long, long time. And now the government's trying to regulate the hourly pay. Crazy. So from a personal standpoint, we want to ask ourselves a couple of questions. My income, on page, and that really helps when you can't see anyway. So value-based means that I am paid for the value exchange of what I provide to someone. If I have my own business, say I'm a hypnotist. I like the hypnotist example because I'm in a community right now where it's a lot of hypnotists. And hypnotists seem to be divided in that there's those that charge value-based and make a ton of money. And there's those that charge hourly and struggle, and are in that getting clients, getting customers all the time rut and game. Just like a lot of us business owners are, right? We're always chasing after the next customer. What we need to do is chill, relax, and magnetize great customers to us, not chase after them like a bunch of crazy rabid rabbits or rabid wolves or something. So we do that by understanding the value of what it is that we provide for people. What outcome can we get them? What outcome can we guarantee them if they follow our process, right? Or our steps, or our coaching, or our system, etc. What can we guarantee as an outcome that they'll get if they actually do it? You know, so many people buy a program or sign up for coaching or sign up for some high ticket product or service, and then they get all mad and angry because they don't get the result that was promised. But they forget to look in the mirror and say, oh, maybe that's because I didn't ever open the book, I didn't ever attend a meeting, I didn't ever do anything. It's really hard to put up that mirror and have people look in it and realize that they are the problem. I do this a lot with my business owners, and we have to realize that 99% of the time when there's a struggle or a problem or something that's holding our business growth up, it's us. I know that's so hard. Our egos can't handle it, but it's so true. So we want to look at what kind of value are we providing to the business that we are a part of or the company that we work for. And this is that mirror check. If you're just showing up, sometimes late, usually on time, but every once in a while late because you just don't care and you just don't care, and you're putting in the minimum to get by, you're just hanging there, you're just a body for an hour, guess what? Do you honestly deserve a raise or a promotion? You know, you have to ask yourself that. And if you think that you do just because you've been there a while, you are mistaken. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it ain't going to happen. I don't use ain't very often. It's very effective. It's not going to happen. We get out of things what we put into them, not what we think we're owed or that we deserve. Because if we deserved it, we'd already have it. If we believed we were worthy and deserved it, we would already have it. You know, let's throw away the victim mentality and start taking responsibility for the things that we can control. And the one thing that we control in the whole wide world is us. Our emotions, our feelings, our choices, our actions, our reactions to things. We can change all of those in an instant if we decide that we want to. And if you want to be a better version of yourself, you want to, right? I know I want to. Every day I want to say, oh my God, that didn't go the way I planned it to. What could I have done differently? What can I learn from that so that I'm not triggered by that old thought or feeling or belief from decades ago that one look, one smile, one comment, one word or phrase, we all have these automatic built-in triggers, right? So what's the value? What's the outcome that I help people with? I'm in my job, I'm in my corporate job. What value do I bring to the organization? And then I want to look at that and say, okay, well, what is that worth to this company? In one company I worked for, I saved $500 million a month in waste. That's not right. $5 million, I can't remember. That's ridiculous. It's not 500 million. Might have been total. I'm sure it's been at least that much savings for that company over the course of its lifetime, assuming that they kept the systems and processes in place that we created. But we found ways to reuse waste. I think it was $500,000 a month originally. That sounds more like it, right? It was a big company. So any way you look at it, even if you can save yourself $5 a month or a day, it's worth it, right? So we want to look at value-based things. So to that company, I was worth every penny that they paid me as their quality director, right? Every single penny, because I saved them, you know, I wasn't making $500,000 a month, right? Fivefold my salary, I saved them every single month. So 60 times my salary over the course of a year. I think I was a good bargain, right? And that's not the only thing I did. That was just one that comes to mind. So we want to be value-based. And then we want to keep track of that so we make sure that we get compensated at least semi-fairly. Did I expect, you know, $500,000 a year in compensation? No, but wouldn't that have been awesome? Didn't think to ask for it back then. Should have done more negotiation training prior to making those changes. But that was part of my job, right? That's what they hired me for, was to find waste and redundancies and make the company run more smoothly and more efficiently and more effectively and save or make more money. So today, think about this. Ask yourself, am I working on it? If you have an employer, if you have a job, I'm going to tell you the answer is yes. You're trading your time for money at some level. It doesn't mean you cannot switch to a value-based situation. I negotiated myself signing bonuses and different types of bonuses all the time, mostly performance bonuses, because I knew that my department and I were going to perform, and I wanted us all to be compensated at least a little bit extra for that. It's another trick. Take care of your people. I mean, take care of those you love and care about, but take care of your people no matter what organizations you're involved in. So today, what are we going to do? We are going to answer the question whether we charge hourly or whether we earn hourly or earn on a value-based type platform. If you have your own coaching business, if you're a hypnotist and you charge for packages and things like that, then you can say, I'm charging value-based, not for hourly packages. Unless you take your hourly rate and times the number of times you do this service, like say 8, and then just charge that amount. No, let's not do that. I like hypnotists as an example because there's an example of you can have a 15-minute to a half hour or hour session with someone and you can erase a problem that they have had for their entire life. What the heck is that worth? How do you price that? I know hypnotists that are charging $1 million a session. Mind-blowing. Reminds me of Tony Robbins. I know hypnotists that are charging $5,000 to $25,000 for one session with them. So they definitely understand the value-priced model. All right, if I can help you with this, if you have any questions, please just reach out and ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.